two hot teams are going to be going toe-to-toe in one of their biggest games of this season. It's Hogan and Andre all over again. And this game review is brought to you by Miraj Trading, where Christian Dvorak cards, they've really skyrocketed in value over the past 24 hours. Nobody seems to give a shit about Connor Bedard cards anymore. Everybody wants a real hero. If you're lucky, you could pull a Devo card in one of these hobby boxes, and let me tell you something. There's no better place to get your hands on one of these hobby boxes than right here at MirajTrading.com. They've got everything, and you can find the links for Miraj in the description of today's video. But here we go. Habs, Sens. The puck is dropped, and it's only going to take 2 minutes for Spaghetti-O hit himself, Christian Dvorak, to get all alone on a breakaway and bust this game wide open. Oh, Travis. Ladies and gentlemen, I think Travis Green has already shit his pants. But that's a big goal for the Canadiens. And you gotta admit, they look like a team right now that's hungry to make the playoffs. They were going balls to the walls last night. Now they're gonna get a couple of decent looks on the power play. They get very close to making it a 2-goal game, but Allmark, he slams the door shut. And unfortunately, it appears to give the Sens a little shot of adrenaline. You see, now all of a sudden it's Samuel Montembeault who's forced to make some big saves. None of them bigger than this one right here on a young man that I like to call high stakes Pinto. But eventually, after some dog shit defending from Jacquin Savard, Drake Batherson is going to fire one past the glove of Samuel Montembeault. I just didn't get it, okay? I don't understand what the boys were doing right here. It's almost like somebody switched the settings to beginner mode or something. But anyway, it's something to learn from. And the first period comes to an end with this game all tied up at 1. Now, let's move on to the second period, where we get a little bit of back and forth action going on. First, we got Dylan Cousins, who's going to get stopped by Montembeault. Going back the other way, Jake Evans is going to get stopped by Allmark, but after a couple of peculiar penalties, which led to a 4-on-4 situation, the Sens, these buttholes are going to pull ahead. Amadio standing in front of the net. He's like a friggin' pinball wizard out there. This puck's going to bounce around, and eventually it's going to find its way into the back of the net. And the Habs, now they're in a bit of a pickle. They even get a late power play in this period, but they just can't seem to put one past Allmark before the second period comes to an end. Not good. But now, we're going to move on to the third period, which is brought to you by these fabulous third period t-shirts. And ladies and gentlemen, in this particular third period, you're about to witness some of the finest hockey the Canadiens have played so far this season. Check it out. You see, just a few minutes in, Lane Hudson is going to get the party started. He's going to end Michael Amadio's career at just 28 years old. This is a very sad moment, you guys. Please don't laugh at this. He goes on to snipe his 5th goal of the season to tie this game up at 2. What a beauty. But just a few minutes later, the Sens are going to answer right back. Travis Hamonic scoring his... No, that can't be right. Yeah, that is right. It's his 1st goal of the season. Holy shit. Somebody get him the puck or something. Somebody bake him a cake. Bit of a squeaker on Samuel Montembeault. I bet he'd love to have that one back, but now the bloody Sens are up by a goal once again. It's a 3-2 hockey game. But this is where shit hits the fan. Now, the very first thing I wanted to point out here was this hit by Arbor Jacki. Boom. Did I enjoy it? Absolutely. But I don't care what anyone says. RB definitely got away with one here. Number 1, this kid doesn't even have control of the puck. Number 2, it looks like there could have been some head contact there. I mean, I don't really know, but I'm trying to be honest, and if I was a Sens fan, I probably would have been pissed about that one. And this happened during a point in the game where the momentum was really beginning to change. You see, Josh Anderson is going to tie this game up at 3, and all of a sudden, late in the game, with everything tied up, High Stakes has a bit of an uh-oh. It's one of the more obvious trips you're ever going to see. Dare I even say it's a tad suspicious. I don't know about you, but if I'm Travis Green, I'm grabbing this kid's cell phone immediately to see what the heck he's been up to. I don't trust him. Nick Suzuki is going to score on the power play to give the Canadiens a 4-3 lead. That was some awesome work by Brendan Gallagher in front of the net. He was digging that puck out like a dog digging a bone in the backyard. And the rest, well, the rest is history. Josh Anderson scores on an empty net to make it 5. Marty St. Louis at this point is absolutely vibing on that bench. And then for the cherry on top, Brendan Gallagher is going to put the puck and Tim Stützle into the back of the net to make it 6. In fact, that was probably the first time that I even noticed Tim Stützle during that game. He was completely irrelevant. And the same could be said about Brady. I mean, that entire line just didn't really do a whole lot. The Canadiens go on to win this game by a final score of 6-3. And don't go away yet, because now we gotta take a look at these standings. Now, special shout out to the Calgary Flames, who defeated the Rangers in regulation last night, because Kazakhstan's right now, it's beautiful. The Canadiens have finally clawed themselves into a wild card position. Can you believe it? This team has been unbelievable since the Four Nations tournament. It's insane when you think about it, because they're doing this without a legitimate second line center. And that's not a knock on Alex Newhook, but this is no mistake. I mean, everybody's been dialed in. Everybody's got a role. That bottom six has been as reliable as any bottom six in the NHL. I trust them on the ice with just about anybody. Then we got the big dogs, Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, Juraj Slafkovsky. They've been getting the job done every single night, and the second line again has been holding their own despite being heavily outmatched during some of these games. I feel like they're just one second line centerman away from doing some real damage, from being a real scary team. Lane Hudson continues to get points. Remember this kid, he's not even supposed to be doing this shit in the NHL. The goaltending, it's been steady. And you know what? You know who deserves a lot of credit, given the lineup that the Canadiens have right now? Marty St. Louis. This man is happier than a pig in shit when this team wins. You gotta love it. I'm so proud of everybody right now. I can't say it enough. And whether they make the playoffs or not, the experience that they're gaining right now at the end of the season is just, it's unbelievable. And all I'm going to say is if they do make the playoffs, I would not want to be the team that's got to play the Montreal Canadiens in the first round. Not a chance. I mean, there's zero expectations. They're on a roll right now. It's a hot team, but I can't stress it enough. We can't get too far ahead of ourselves, because there's a lot of work to be done. There's definitely a lot of work to be done if they want to make the playoffs. So let's just hang on and see where this thing goes. But you gotta love it. That's gonna do it for this video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. You can let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. If you like this kind of content, you can even help me out by hitting that subscribe button. Please don't forget to give the like button a stone cold stunner before you leave here. I love it when you do that. That was a big game and a big win. And hey, see you next time.